Hi, Scubalicious Ultimate. This is Lawrence McKendall. Matt, this is a Spidercast, the game with the San Jose Spiders versus, I got a big giant head of my guest coming up out of the back. This is awesome. This is why I'm laughing. Anyways, the game against the San Diego Growlers and the San Jose Spiders. Spiders came out on top, 30-25. It was a very interesting game. Spiders were up the whole time. San Diego got a little close. Then Spiders really, laid down the law, closed out the game solidly. Now I'm excited now. I got a guy I played a little ball with, little disc, and now he's a baller on the pro level. It's my guest, Shane Earley. You coming in, buddy?
Oh, nice.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Come on in. So I just want to start off with, this man started out with an excellent circus catch to start out the game and then bookend with a great catch at the end. So it was really nice to see. I was very proud of that moment. But as a player on the field, what was your take on how the game went?
Yeah, it was good. We started off pretty strong, kind of traded points for the beginning of most of the game, and then we had our D-line generated 3 or 4 quick breaks to start, and so we had a good strong lead built up, and then we kind of coughed back 3 or 4 breaks kind of in the third or late second. So it got a little wiry. We were kind of getting a little nervous about it, but then I think our line just kind of set them and held on, and our D just kind of kept running off breaks, and it really established a good line for us.
So let me ask a question here. You came off of a really nice win against San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Were you coming a little cocky, a little comfortable, and you sort of laid down the law with the team? Hey, sure. we're a team to be reckoned with. Do you think you had some complacency there?
That was definitely our intention, is to kind of establish a bar, kind of rated. We came into the season, I think we were power ranked pretty low, right. So we had kind of a nobody has expectations about us. So we're just out here kind of play our game, prove ourselves a little bit. So after we beat the Flamethrowers, we were kind of feeling pretty good about ourselves, but we also knew we were still these guys were supposed to do better than us, so we were a little bit on edge, right. A little bit we were maybe a little bit cocky, but mostly just kind of trying to stay within ourselves. We have good leaders on the team that are hey, we're up here, but we gotta get our stuff together. So we did a good job, kind of staying mentally tough and staying kind of focused, but at the same time kind of having fun with it and trying to run up the score a little bit.
Well, as you mentioned, up the third quarter, there was a lot of unforced errors. I mean, you were playing solid, and it looked like Coach was distributing the play. Mm-hmm. A lot of players had a lot of time on the field. Why don't you talk about that? Was it evenly distributed? It looks like a lot of people had a lot of minutes.
Yeah, so it was pretty even, especially because we try to kind of rotate one O-line and kind of 2 D-lines so that they have more energy. But as we're getting broken over and over again, over what quarter it was, third quarter, we kind of run out of offensive legs, so we need to rotate in the defensive guys at that point. We have kind of the reserves who come in and they kind of fill in when we get broken twice in a row or something, and we need to establish some legs for the cutters on offense. So we bring in D guys, really do a great job kind of lifting us back up out of our funk and kind of get the D-line back on the field, which is what we want, because they were generating all the points the rest of the night and they did everything for us.
Yeah, they were. But you guys looked in the fourth quarter. Third quarter was a little squirrely, a number of unforced errors. Yeah. And then the ship got right in the fourth quarter. Right. What happened there?
Well, we went into a little huddle, and our former captain Jackson was he kind of called the point, the same thing we were talking about earlier, how we were we're coming in super hot after the Flamethrowers game. We felt pretty high about ourselves, and then we started kind of getting in our heads a little bit and letting them, we were unforced turns. They were really getting D's on us, and on those breaks we kind of unforced it. So we just did what we could to kind of mentally focus, bring ourselves back together, and just kind of play in our game. And we knew we had a little bit of a lead, so we didn't have to force big throws or do anything crazy. We're trying to stay conservative, 100% throws if we can get them, and then just ended up working out.
It was very solid. Your game was solid. You had a plus-minus of 5, 100% accuracy, and you played 20 points, and very solid performance. And as I mentioned, a circus catch. You should have been here. First point of the game, it was a dramatic catch. Looked like there was a turn. He's on his back, and he catches, very dramatic. And then they ended up the game. That was very nice catch from Stearns.
We had a little garbage time goals from Jackson.
You know what? It was good. Absolutely, it was great. Some other players that did well. We had Crawford had a quiet game on D. He was solid all game. He had 4 Ds. Evan Bryden had on the O-line 5 scores. Brendan Fine had a solid performance, 6 plus minus. And Stephen Chang, he did the workhorse. He was the workhorse of the group. 26 points total in 32 minutes, and he was out there. So he did a solid game all the way around.
Stephen's been our rock on O-lines all year, so he's been our steadying force. It's great to have him. And Springs, Brendan Fine, you mentioned he had 6 or plus 6 on his D plus minus. He had a really impressive D, the first D point or maybe the second D point that really set the tone for the game. Is you know, it looked like he was kind of boxed out, and he just kind of went over the top of his dude and got a really sweet D on it, and that fired us up early on, and then we just kind of ran with it.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. And also in the fourth quarter, middle of the fourth quarter, he came up with a big D that turned into a score midway. So definitely he came up with some dramatic Ds that turned into some points. And Crawford was there in the fourth quarter coming up with big catches, big Ds that turned into points. So it was very nice to see that when the Spiders really focused on their game and made 100% throws, it really looked pretty. Mm-hmm. And there was one point that was very interesting. Zaccaro to Evan Boucher went down the field, very methodical, beautiful score to Evan slicing into the end zone. So there was a really nice punctuated scores down the line that I really enjoyed, and the fans really enjoyed too. Yeah. So you're about to go into your first road trip of the season, back to back. You're going with the Cascades, Seattle Cascades, and then you're going to go Vancouver Riptide. How are you? So how is the coach preparing the team for that road trip?
So we're kind of trying to run a little bit more, because what we noticed after the first game being kind of a little bit of a fluke, because we were just like running so much. We had so many O points, so many D points. All the points were so fast. Such a high scoring game that we were all really tired after that. And coming off that, we were like, all right, at some point we're going to have to do this 2 days in a row, so we need to kind of have stronger legs in this. So we're going to do a lot of running, do a lot of track outside of practice, and kind of take it under our own responsibility to kind of like get your legs ready for all that sort of stuff. And then, we're doing like a good amount of scouting too. Like there's film on all these teams, so we're trying to get good defensive matchups, know who we're going to be looking at, and kind of try to tailor our offense to any kind of different defensive schemes they're going to maybe be throwing at us and things like that.
Very cool. And so how do you get ready for those back-to-back? I mean, is it something
I just try to run and stay loose, like roll my legs out, stretch, everything like that, because at a certain point, like, you get to the end of these games, and if they're, like, the first Thursday game, if it's high scoring, you're just running constantly, you're just on and off, you get no time to rest or grab water, and so you just got to be ready to just, like, hop back out and go. So I just try to, like, keep my legs fresh and stay loose, stretch as much as I can, and then I guess hit the track if I can, but, time isn't always there.
My man's a baller. He was a baller. He's still a baller. This is a cool cat. I'm glad he's doing well. He's one of the leaders on the team, solid on all the categories, and it's great to see that he's doing well. And I hope down the line as the season progresses, I get to talk with him later. So if you have any questions out there, let us know. I see a couple people listening besides my Aunt Tyrene. Put down the box wine on Tyrene. Anyway, other than that, this is Lawrence McKendall for Scubalicious Ultimate. My guest, Shane Earley, the Spiders, San Jose Spiders. And we'll see you down the road. The next game is on May 13th against the Los Angeles Aviators. We'll be there at that time at the end of the game. Peace. We'll see you down the road. Take care.